because it is tea. Okay. Hello, and welcome to our very first round of passage presentations for the third graders. Someone asked me yesterday, why are you doing them now and not at the end of the school year? And I thought about that for a minute. The reason is because typically in the spring, the students reflect through student-led conferences, which the second graders are preparing for, right? So we reflect on the work we've done so far this year, and then set goals for ourselves to complete that school year. For us, for passages, it's actually even more than that. It's a rite of passage where they present their work and their learning to a larger audience. So I don't know if everyone knows this, but they do them in third grade. Then again in sixth, they're a little longer and more detailed. And then again in eighth grade, they're about 30 minutes long with a full presentation of their work. So this is a great time for us to reflect on where we're at so far and set our goals moving forward. So, without further ado, I'd like us to just get started with, we'll have 5 presenters today. It'll be Rowan, Dylan, Pierce, Finn, and Sydney. And it is an occasion so special that even Finn Mulholland wore long pants. All right. All right, Rowan.
Hello, my name is Rowan Chapman, and I have been attending T since the school began 6 years ago. I have developed a lot since I started in pre-K, and I want to share with you some of my T highlights during this passage presentation. Read. In first grade, one of my best friends was reading this book from the Franny K. Stein series. It looked really funny, and I wanted to read it too, but it was way above my reading levels. This motivated me to become a better reader, and by the beginning of second grade, I read most of the Franny K. Stein books. Now in third grade, I can read almost any level book in our classroom. I enjoy reading every day, and my mom even has to stop me from reading at breakfast so I can leave school. Writing. He has also helped me grow as a writer. For example, in kindergarten, we did not have writer's workshop on Fridays. That was one of the many reasons I loved Fridays. But then we started writing tall tales in third grade. I found writing tall tales to be really fun and creative, and poof, I looked forward to writer's workshop every day. Xander and I collaborated on a tall tale about Steve Bunker, his adopted wolf Finn, and the Buffalo Bandits. Public speaking. In pre-K, I was very shy and hardly spoke at school. The only people I spoke to were my 4 closest friends at that time: Andrew, Colby, Alex, and Noah, and my teachers, Miss Annie and Miss Christine. That was 6 years ago, and now I am comfortable with speaking to anyone in school or out in the real world. He has helped me grow as a communicator because the teachers never forced me to talk, but gave me lots of opportunities to speak. My comfort with public speaking has improved through presentations such as the one we gave in first grade to the California Tahoe Conservancy about our study of Snow Creek Pond, and performances such as my third grade Chautauqua. During my Chautauqua, I spoke clearly, memorized 3 pages of writing, and told my character's story in an entertaining way. I worked very hard to do a great job and really enjoyed performing my Chautauqua. This experience taught me a lot about craftsmanship, storytelling, and public speaking. Adventure. Something I really like about T is all the adventures we have. During one of the challenge days this year, Mr. Lauren taught us about avalanche rescue by teaching us how to save a rubber chicken buried in the snow. We used the 3 types of tools necessary to rescue someone: a shovel, a probe, and a beacon. This is just one of the many examples of how our teachers make learning fun through real-life adventure. Caring teachers. Another great thing about T is how caring the teachers are. The first time I experienced this was in pre-K with Miss Annie. Every day we hiked to Griff Creek behind the HQ, even in the winter. One day I fell in the creek and got really cold. Miss Annie cared for me by giving me a piggyback most of the way back, back to school where I put on dry clothes and got warm. Character. Along with academics, T focuses a lot on developing character traits such as empathy and respect. I recently used empathy when checking on Angus when his feelings were hurt, during an argument with another classmate. After I checked on him, I could tell he felt better. I also try to be respectful of my teacher and crew by choosing the right time to be funny so I don't interrupt learning time. World impact. I think my second grade crew had an impact on young Washoe tribe kids with our many visits to Carson City. We created a Washoe language game to help them practice their native language. This was cool because we got to meet kids from the culture that we were studying. He has prepared me for 4th grade on and beyond by helping me develop important skills such as reading, public speaking, and being a good friend. I know my teacher and my crew have my back, and I have theirs. Because of my experience at school, I am a confident student and person. And when I don't know something, I am sure I can learn it if I work hard, ask questions, and don't give up. Thank you for listening to my passage presentation.
Beautiful job. So now we have time for 2 questions, one from a panelist and one hopefully from a 2nd grade student. If you have a question for him, maybe about preparing for passages or about anything really, about his growth as a student or his plans, or it could even be something personal. Any questions?
I wanted to ask, what's the most challenging thing you've ever kind of come across during a school, like a school outing, that you had that adversity piece that T's helped you with?
I think the challenge hike in Pre-K really helped me because also the hikes to Griff Creek, because I wouldn't be as fast as a runner as I am now if I didn't do that.
Cool.
Audrey.
My mom helped me a lot. Not as hard as my Chautauqua.
Thank you so much. Let's give him another round of applause. Welcoming next, Dylan.
Hi, my name is Dylan. Thank you for coming to my passage presentation. This is my 4th year at T. I'm the type of kid that likes to do sports like dodgeball and team sports that involve running around. T has helped me challenge me through my numerous adventures. T has helped me develop my adventurous side by being in guilds. For example, taking me cross-country skiing down steep hills has helped me learn how to show empathy and perseverance. I demonstrated empathy when a friend fell, and I was the only one who stayed behind with him. It seemed like he was done skiing for the moment, and he had popped off his skis. I then hiked up the hill and skied back down, and when I skied back down, he could throw snowballs at me. Also, I've used perseverance when I took some falls down a Griff Creek hill. I was frustrated when that happened, and it hurt really bad. But I picked myself back up and did not complain. Other people did not pick themselves up and had to wait for the guild leader to come pick them up. Before T, I had never cross-country skied before, and now I'm going down steep hills thanks to T and my perseverance. Also, when we went cross-country skiing with the 4th graders, I was put in their group, and I was able to keep up with them. This shows I am in a 4th grade level with cross-country skiing and ready for adventure in 4th grade. In math, I have gone from kindergarten addition and subtraction to 3rd grade multiplication and division problem-based math tasks. I've challenged myself as a mathematician by now taking challenge problems on. Now I feel I can dominate any math problem thanks to T. I know this will help me with 4th grade because there's going to be harder and complex multiplication and division in 4th grade. I've chosen these experiences to share with you because I feel I'm ready for 4th grade. I'm ready to tackle any math problems and go on any adventure. I will continue to use my character traits in and out of the classroom and habits of scholarship. Once again, thank you for coming to my passage presentation.
How awesome are these guys? I love them. Your public speaking is growing so much. Awesome. Okay, questions for Dylan. Andy.
How did you think of all that?
Well, I just thought of all the experiences I've had at T, so yeah.
Okay, does a panelist have a question for him? Yeah, Nora.
Did you use your thought catcher? Did you use
Yes.
Yes. Did that help you?
Yes.
Yeah. We brainstormed some ideas together and then you just kind of took it and ran with it. You did an awesome job. Welcoming Finn.
Hi everyone, my name is Finn Mulholland. Thank you all for coming to my 3rd grade passage presentation. I've been attending T for 4 years. I'm one of those kids that likes to work on stuff till it's finished, and I hate stopping in the middle of something. T has also helped me keep my body under control and also helped me with my activities from one to the next. Academically, I really liked the reading challenge because it made me read harder books. I normally read Big Nate and Diary of a Wimpy Kid, for example, but this encouraged me to read some harder books like Black Hawk Down. This showed me that when I really want to read something that I'm interested in, then I can read anything. On occasions, I do have to encourage myself to read. Some fun strategies I use to help me are making a mini movie in my head so I know what's happening in the book instead, so I don't have to look in the pictures. Sometimes I also like to put myself in the lead character's shoes and try to work out how he or she thinks. Last semester, we started the Donner Party expedition, which was going to end in all of us getting into one of the characters' minds and performing a Chautauqua. This involves a lot of research and meeting with the experts as a crew. My biggest concern was the Chautauqua performance in front of everyone at the end of the expedition. Prior to the performance, my work was deleted, and Miss Colleen had to work with me to recover it and help me get ready for the big day. I really don't like talking on stage because I get stage fright. She helped me have the confidence in myself to get up and do this. So for that, I am very grateful. From the early days at T, the end-of-year challenge hike has always been something that I've found tough. T has helped me push through that challenge of a long, hot hike by having us mentor younger kids to look up to us and encouragement of a popsicle at the end. I think all of these things demonstrate I am ready to step up because it shows I can persevere through hard things and triumph with good things. I'd also like to thank my crew teachers, Miss Rosie, Miss Katie, Miss Melanie, Miss Shelby, Miss Brenda, and Miss Caroline for the help they've given me to reach this point at T. The journey ahead will bring more challenges, but with the tools that T gives me, whether they're academic, character, or adventure, I'll know I'll be ready to face whatever they are. Thank you.
And Permagrin. These guys are so great. Okay, any questions for Finn? So a panelist and then a student. Okay, Xander?
Finn, so one question. How'd you come up with, why'd you put the popsicle, or why'd you put the challenge hike as one of your greater moments? Why is it one of your greater moments?
Well, it was one of my greater moments because I have never really been one of those people that likes to, walk a really long distance. So that's always been the challenge.
Do we have another question? If not, I have. Okay, great.
Did you come up with a movie idea to help you with reading, or was that something you read about?
My teacher taught me that, actually. For, if you don't understand the book, if it's a Black Hawk Down, where there's no pictures, you kind of need to make a little mini movie to understand what's happening in the book, so you don't have to all memorize the words and then figure out what that means.
Cool. So do you draw it, or is it all in your head?
It's all in my head.
Cool.
Visualizing comprehensive storytelling. Awesome. We talked about stage fright. I didn't see it. All right, welcome next to Sydney. You have some stuff.
Hi, my name is Sydney Cassicker. Thank you for coming to my passage presentation. I have been attending T for 2 years. T has helped me become who I am by supporting me in my music and helping me grow in my confidence. In my Chautauqua monologue, I decided to study a person not in the Donner Party, Laura Ingalls Wilder. I spent a lot of time reading her books and studying her. I had a lot of confidence in performing my Chautauqua because I'm a Laura Ingalls Wilder expert. T has helped me learn how to persevere. Cross-country skiing was hard for me. I had never done it before. I kept going even though it was hard, and now I like it. T has helped me develop my adventurous side through cross-country skiing. For example, I was cross-country skiing for the first time ever with my crew, Miss Brenda, and Jack, our adventure guide. We were halfway there when Jack said, "Who wants to do a race?" I said, "I will do it!" Then we got to a hill, and I told Miss Brenda I was scared. She said, "Okay, take off your skis and walk down." I said, "No way!" I said I was scared, not that I wasn't going to do it. And I accomplished it. Hooray! T has helped me change the world. In 2nd grade, I worked on a Washoe language project. We read Washoe stories to little Washoe boys and girls and made flashcards with pictures and Washoe words. It changed the world by teaching little boys and girls their language. I have grown a lot in my confidence and ability to meet 4th grade. Thank you for coming to my passage presentation.
Okay, we have time for 2 questions for her. Okay. Let's go with
Angus?
Angus. Okay.
Why were you scared of the steep hill when you were cross-country skiing?
I'm afraid of heights.
You remember that day. You know how slick that hill was? Remember us flying
I
down?
saw Finn going down.
Right.
Oh.
You were scared because you saw Finn go down at first. Yeah, and we all know what happened. Yeah.
Immediate picture.
And then
All right.
Joe.
And okay, another question from Joe.
Joe.
So I'm wondering if, like, overcoming that challenge of cross-country skiing, has that helped you overcome or take on bigger challenges in other areas, maybe like in music or in math or in other things that you're doing at school?
Yeah, they're really challenging for me, and I can accomplish it really
Is it a little
easily
easier now?
if I
maybe?
practice it.
And then our final presenter for the day is Pierce.
Hi, my name is Pierce. I've been attending T for 6 years. T is really fun, exciting, and exploring. I love T for its adventure. I also love reading, writing, and math for the fun the teachers put into it. I think at T this year I've really grown as a reader. What has helped me with that is the reading challenge. The reading challenge has pushed me as a reader, and now I feel I can read much harder, complex books like I never would before. Every book I read, I get to be a better writer. For example, I wrote a fairy tale with a lot of passion, organization, and a storyteller's voice. I think this shows that I have progressed as a writer a lot. At T, like I said, I also love the adventure. And this year in Gills, I go out cross-country skiing. I get to ski down slopes and help friends up. I really feel like I have to persevere and use courage and empathy. This helps me with my work, my knowledge, and being a good classmate. Speaking of being a good classmate, our crew is studying pioneers, and we had an adventure that brought it to life. We pretended to be our Donner Party characters, and we were given a little bit of food that we had to share among ourselves. we were blindfolded and had to follow a rope through the trees. We had to get to shelter and had some challenges, like not having enough food for everyone in the group, not being able to use an arm, and being in tough terrain and choosing which way to go. This helped me develop my character as a T student because we had to persevere, use empathy, and take responsibility as a group. It is important to care about our friends, but it is also important to care about our earth. This spring, we will be planting sugar pines with the Sugar Pine Foundation. I'm really excited, and I think we will really help the forest. I think tea is great for the service it does because I think it really is good to help the world, our community, and our earth. When doing service, I feel really good knowing that I'm helping others. I feel I'm ready for more great things as a tea student, and because I've improved overall, I know that I am ready for 4th grade. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Okay, questions for Pierce? Anyone from the 2nd grade? Juliana.
When you were coming up with this, what was the main thing you had to put in your presentation and thought back at?
At what? The main thing you had to put in.
The main thing that you really wanted to put in and you felt that it was really good to put in your presentation and you thought back at the most.
Probably the blindfold snowblind challenge because we really had to collaborate and use empathy for each other, and we had to persevere.
Good question,
Any
Juliana.
other
That helps us. Another question?
Pierce, what are you looking forward to in the 4th grade that will be different from your other experiences so far?
I'm looking forward to more adventure, and yeah.
You'll get that 4th grade for sure. So I'd actually like to invite all of the presenters up, and I'd like to take just a few compliments and appreciations for these guys. Scoot that over. Sydney, will you call it someone?
Miss Katie?
I just want to say thank you so much for inviting us, and I'm so impressed by every single one of you and how much you have grown. This is just really impressive because you all did an amazing job today. Good job.
Pierce, will you call another compliment and appreciation? Pierce, will you call in someone?
I'm really impressed with how comfortable you all are up there and speaking. It's really great to see.
Angus. You guys all used a lot of passion in your message presentation, which made it a lot more interesting.
Xander?
I'd like to appreciate all of you for working so hard to make this happen, and even though you only had like a week to work on this, you got it. You really did it well. It was great.
What?
Dad.
I thought all of you guys did a really good job of handling the questions because you prepared your passages. You couldn't have done any preparation for the questions, so you did a really good job of handling them.
And then I want to compliment all of you because you showed so much responsibility for this. We had a few brainstorming sessions, and then I gave them a note catcher, and I said, okay, we'll work on it through this week. Almost every one of you came back the next day with the note catcher filled out and said, how's this? I've got this. And they just took it on themselves. They took total, and the rest of the group too. full responsibility for this, and they just took it on. They didn't wait for me to ask them, and going above and beyond, even when I was expecting. I said, try to make it personal. And you just, that's all I had to say, and you were on it. And you used great storytelling voice. You guys are amazing writers, every single person in this class. And I'm just so impressed with you guys. So take a bow.